what did Russell have to leave the game with?
I think it was his ankle.
And as this game slipped away from you, what do you think were the biggest reasons they were able to pull ahead by so much?
Well, they were attacking. They were getting a lot of high efficiency shots. They were making them, and then we couldn't make a bucket. We couldn't get any shots, timely shots. Couldn't hit any threes. The free throws were not falling for us. We didn't play well. We played well in spurts, but when you're playing against this team, you can't play well in spurts. You got to be able to sustain a lot of good basketball throughout the game. They got their starting lineup is powerful. They got a lot of weapons. So we did a fairly decent job on Embiid, and he still was 8 for 12 with 22 points. And Simmons and Harris, they didn't miss many shots. They were getting some pretty good looks.
Ava.
Scott, I'm not sure if you've been made aware of the situation when Russ was walking back to the locker room and it looked like a fan was dumped popcorn on him. Just what are your thoughts on that, I guess?
Say it again, I didn't get the last part.
Just when it looked like a fan dumped popcorn or threw popcorn or something at Russell as he was walking back to the locker room.
No, I'm not aware of that. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. If that's the case, it's not good. Fans are throwing things at you. Very disrespectful. Philadelphia is better than that. That did happen. If it did happen, hopefully the kid or the person banned from the league watching any games, because that's unacceptable. They wouldn't do that down the street.
It seemed like this game had a more physical edge kind of from the start. You said you wanted your guys to play with more toughness going into this one. Where do you feel like you lost that a little bit?
I thought we did. I thought we had some opportunities to score with them in that first quarter. I thought defensively, they made some good tough shots. Simmons was getting opportunities, and like I said, Tobias and Embiid, they're all they got a lot of, they made their shots. But I thought we had an opportunity to stay much closer in that first quarter, but we still came out of that half only, I think, down 14. And then even with all the craziness that happened in the third quarter, we're still down 14. We just couldn't get a couple of shots to fall in a row. We're 2 for 22 from the 3-point line. We haven't been a great 3-point shooting team, but we're not that bad.
DA.
Scott, they are, it doesn't seem like they're paying much attention at all to Raul right now. And, it seems like it's difficult for him to kind of find any kind of rhythm and flow. I mean, I know you haven't looked at the tape yet, but with the size disadvantage you already have with Simmons at the 1, I mean, is that an area where you maybe think about making a change or looking at something different?
Yeah, I mean, everything's up for grabs right now. I mean, we're going to look back. We've got a couple of days. We're going to look at the film, and you've been in enough playoff series, and they're the number 1 seed for a reason, because they're really, really talented. They're explosive. They're powerful in that starting lineup. But they did what they were supposed to do, went on their home court. We got an opportunity to do that. All I told the guys is just when you've been in enough playoff series, they did what they did. Now it's our turn to do what we need to do. All we have to do is focus on winning game 3. Bring all of our energy and enthusiasm. Nothing's been easy for us this year, and to win a game and to win a series is not going to be easy. But everything's definitely going to be looked at. We got to find a better group on both ends of the floor. And whoever we choose, it's not going to be that person's fault, but we just got to make sure if we do go that route. I mean, it's early. I just think about things and watch the game through.
Scott, what tends to be better when you're at home?
Just the comfort level. We've been playing pretty good basketball at home. Take away the first part of the season, we've had a nice little rhythm at home. It's natural when you got a younger player that you just feel comfortable at home. Everything is very familiar. This is the first time we've played in a very hostile environment. Uh, some of our guys, I think they did pretty well playing through all that. We didn't play well as a group together, but we'll be better at home. Looking forward to the challenge of bouncing back and focusing on just game 3.
Fred.
Hey, Scott. How do you weigh on a night when Davis is not making his shots? How do you weigh, because so much of his value specifically is in his shot making. How do you weigh sending him back out there and kind of waiting for him to break out versus maybe putting somebody in who can help you in other aspects if he's not making them?
Yeah, I mean, it's always got a lot of confidence in him. We need him. We need him to make shots. That's why I left him in there. I thought he was going to maybe knock one in. Sometimes in the last minute of a half, you can get a wide open 3 on some of these 2-for-1 situations. Or why I left him in with 3 fouls. I was more worried or more interested in him making a shot than him getting the 4th foul. We need his shot making. Let's face it. We're a better team when he makes shots. I need to do a better job. Our guards, our playmakers need to do a better job, and he needs to do a better job. We need to find him more than 4 shots.
And Scott, game 3, is that a kitchen sink game? Is that just Beal plays 44 minutes and everything else along those lines?
Yeah, I mean, it's been we have to play with urgency. We've had that mentality for a while now. We had it the last 2 games, and just last 2 games they played better than us. Much better tonight than the first night, but they played a few possessions better than us in the first game. No matter what, they beat us twice on their home floor. I'm assuming that was their plan. Now we have to do what we need to do. We got to focus all of our attention on game 3. And yeah, it's never a must win unless it's the last possible game, but we need to come out with an urgency and an edge to us. And I'm confident that we will. Our guys will. We've always had that belief that we can bounce back from a tough situation.
Candace.
Scott, are the 76ers doing anything to limit Russ's impact the way that he was in the final weeks of the regular season, or are these just 2 kind of bad shooting games for him?
I mean, he got banged up tonight a few times, but been around him enough, and that guy is he will give everything he has to his team, and he knows what this time is about, and I know what he's about. So he has a couple of days to get his body right and bounce back. He got beat up early in the game, and then a few other times. But I've seen him bounce back from some very not so good moments where you think that he might be out for a couple of weeks. But he's tough, and he's not happy that he wasn't able to finish the game. But he's a winning basketball player. He'll get his body right, and hopefully he'll be ready to play Saturday night. But like I said, I haven't talked to our medical. So I don't know really how that's going right now.
Matt Parks.
Hey Scott, what can you guys do to get better secondary protection from guys that aren't Brad?
I can barely hear you. What was that?
What can you guys do to get more scoring from guys that aren't Brad?
Say it again. I'm sorry. This is a
Just
setup.
about secondary, about secondary scoring? That guys, that,
Yeah, no, we need everybody to chip in. You know, we need everybody to chip in. We need our three bigs to chip in. We need Ish to chip in. We need everybody that comes in the game to get an opportunity. It's not just about, you know, Brad. Brad has done a great job of putting us on his back a lot of times, and Russell has. But when we're really good, everybody's filling a part, being a part, contributing, and you know we haven't been able to find that yet. But we got another opportunity Saturday night. Brad is going to keep bringing his toughness to the team, and you know, we're just focused on one game. I know it's cliche, but it's important that we just all of our energy, all of our spirit, our competitive juices got to just focus on getting everybody thinking about one game, game 3.
Olivia.
Hey, Scott, what do you say? I mean, what's your message to these guys to just reset and stay positive after this road trip and get ready to be in front of their own and play at Capital One on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Nobody wants to be down 0-2. It stinks. There's no, I don't sugarcoat anything with our guys. I say, I feel bad. And looking at you guys right now, you feel bad. I like them. That's why I love all those guys. They feel bad. They don't want to be down 0-2. They feel, you know, maybe we could have got one game 1. But now there's 14 teams wish they would. No, not all 14. I mean, all 14 wish they would be in this situation right now, being down 0-2, going on your home floor. We got a chance to be in front of our home crowd. How exciting is that? It's what you play for. We're gonna get some juice from our crowd. They're gonna pump us up, and we're gonna be ready to play. And we got to play better. There's no question. We got to play better. A lot of things have to go better for us. We don't have to play perfect, but we got to play better. And we've done it many times this year, especially as of late. And now we get another opportunity. I mean, it's still you're playing playoff basketball, and it's fun, exciting. And my job is to figure out ways to, you know, for us to get this game. But it's obviously an important one.
Last question, Emil.
Hey, Scott, you've been kind of saying all season that you've been hoping that, you know, you guys can get a hot stretch from 3. That really hasn't been the case. 2 of 22 tonight. Do you think it's just missing shots entirely, or the 76ers doing something? What are you seeing?
Well, they blocked a bunch of our jump shots. That hasn't happened. But their length and ability to contest shots, you know, it bothered us at times. We haven't been great, but we haven't been a 9% 3-point shooting team. We're due. Got to step up, be ready to take those shots. And you know, I thought we had opportunities to continue to drive and we had some good sets and some good moments on the offensive end. But you know, we struggle from the free throw line, we struggle from the 3-point line, and that's tough to overcome on the road. But we got a chance to bounce back Saturday night, and that's what it's all about with our group. And we're just going to focus on one game.
Where would you say your struggles came from tonight?
I think they're paying more attention to me on defense. Didn't really, I think I only got like one pretty good look. The others were, you know, they did a solid job of defense.
Do you feel, does this feel, I mean, this is your first time in the playoffs with the Wizards, obviously. Does this feel like a different experience coming back, playing the same team, a really good defense second time in a row compared to kind of the normal schedule slate?
Well, this season we had plenty, but a few times we played the same team twice in a row. So, well, it is. Like, the thing is that game to game, both teams are making adjustments, and we got to do. We got to be more physical from the get-go of the game.
Chase.
Davis, what led to you fouling out there? Was there a common thread with the fouls that you had?
Well, you know, picked up a couple of fouls, just not letting Howard get a layup, which is part of the game plan. You'd rather have him shoot free throws than get dunks and layups. And then, a couple of unfortunate ones, and then, you're in foul trouble, and then touch and go there. Sometimes there's going to be a call on some play, sometimes not, and calls, and that was it.
And I don't know if you saw it, but it looked like a fan may have thrown some popcorn on Russell Westbrook as he was leaving the court. Just what is your reaction to that happening to him?
Well, my reaction is that it's stupid, and the fans in the building, they should respect the game. We're playing a basketball game. It's our job, our passion, and having fans, like, even if you're passionate, like, I've been in positions where in Europe similar things happen. It's just, I think it's unacceptable, and it's a disgrace. There's no place for fans like that in these games.
What happened there as you were leaving the floor with that incident with the fan?
I don't know, bro. Unfortunately, I was leaving out, and then I just seen popcorn on top of my head, To be honest, man, this shit is getting out of hand, especially for me. Just the amount of disrespect, the amount of just fans just doing whatever the fuck they want to do. It's out of pocket. It's out of pocket. Seriously, like any other setting, I'm all for the fans enjoying the game and having fun. And, it's part of sports. I get it. But there are certain things that cross the line. And any other setting, I know for a fact that fans, they want to come up. A guy went on the street and pour popcorn on my head. You know what happened? A guy want to come up to me, asking about my kids, family on the street, because the response will be different. In these arenas, you got to start protecting the players, man. We'll see what the NBA does, but there's a huge consequence for us as players, and it's for me. I've been in a lot of incidents where fans, they say whatever, and the consequences for me are a lot more detrimental than to those people in the stands, because they feel like they're untouchable. They can say what they want. They're at a sporting event where they can enjoy the game. But a lot of times fans don't realize it's our job. This is my job. This is not some play. This is something I love to do. This is something I love competing at. So to get food thrown on top of me, it's just bullshit, really. And if fortunately, I couldn't get to the stands, but I just don't take that lightly, man. To me, it happens to me a lot of times, and obviously I've learned to kind of look the other way, but after a certain extent, you can't just keep looking the other way. There has to be some penalties or something to put in place where fans can't just come to the games and do and say as they please, because they wouldn't do that shit anywhere else, any other setting, and I'm sick and tired of it, honestly.
And you were leaving due to an injury. What can you tell us about how you feel and what you heard?
We'll see. Fortunately, I twisted my ankle twice in a short amount of time. So, we'll see what happens. Get some treatment, and hopefully I'll be better.
Fred.
Hey, Russ. It's not the first time I've heard you mention that the NBA has to protect the players more. I'm just curious. I don't know if you've given it thought beyond just, obviously ejecting and banning fans who do stuff like that. But what do you think the NBA can do in situations like that in order to make the players safer?
I'm not sure. I don't make the rules, nor do I put them in place. So I'm not sure, but the rules should be put in place where fans come to the game. They know the consequences of what could happen if they are doing certain things or saying certain things that can be, disrespectful. Or like tonight, just playing out of pocket. There's got to be consequences for it. So hopefully the league does whatever it is that they're supposed to do. But I've been in many incidents where it not always get taken care of. So, we'll see. If not, continue to happen until somebody do something or something changes. We'll see.
Ava.
Russ, you guys have been really good all year in the second half at coming back and out of tough situations and everything. With a team as physical as Philadelphia, do first halves or do how you guys start the game, especially on defense, almost matter more, or does it not matter any different?
No, I mean, it matters. The start of the game is important. We gave up 35 points in the first quarter. Teams like this, especially at home, they're really good at home, and you got to make sure you are ready to go. It's tough to beat a team that's, 6%. Start the game and halftime. So, it's a series, playoff series, not the first time. Being down 2-0, they did what they're supposed to do. They took care of home court. And now we get a chance to go back in front of our fans and, take one game at a time. And, that's all we can do.
Matt Paris.
Hey, Russ. LeBron tweeted about the popcorn incident. He said, "By the way, we as players want to see who threw that popcorn on Russ while he was leaving the game tonight with an injury. There's cameras all over the arenas, so there's no excuse. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, I just kind of want, and hashtag protect our players. I was kind of wondering what your reaction was to that."
Yeah, I mean, it's what I just said. I mean, I think as players, and obviously Brian kind of understands, like as players, you got to protect it somehow. Somehow the protection has to come somewhere. And like I said, any other setting, the fans, they wouldn't do nothing like that. Any other setting that's not protecting them from myself going into the stands. There's nothing that stopped me from getting to that person, that this wouldn't happen. So the protection of the players is very important. I've been emphasizing this since I've been in the league, because for me, I just get a different reaction, obviously, from the crowd for whatever apparent reason. So I really take this very, very personal. And like I said, I'm tired of the same thing. And to me, I don't really see nothing changing. It just gets worse. So.
Right. And you guys went months without playing without any fans. So how jarring is it to that to happen when you're not used to even just a loud crowd or anything like that?
For me, it always happens to me. Something always just what it is for me, how it goes, unfortunately. But like I said, we'll see what happens. Obviously, nobody can find a fan, but like Ron said, there's a lot of cameras, a lot of we can find them. If they want to find them, they'll find them.
Thank you.
Last question of DA.
Hey, Russ, I think the fan was ejected. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they said he was ejected from the game.
He ran out. He didn't get ejected. They ran. They couldn't find him.
Okay. All right. Had you ever had any problems in Philly before specifically?
Yeah, I mean, I had problems here before. Fans flipped me off early in maybe a couple years ago here. But I don't know, like I said, as players, and obviously if you're a good player and people want to bash you for whatever reason that is, I don't mind it. I don't mind a trash talk of, whether it's Westbrook sucks, Westbrook we can't shoot, Westbrook we can't do that. That's all great. Across the line, you start mentioning families, you start mentioning derogatory things, you start to pour popcorn and all that type of shit. Like, to me, it's crossing the line, and that's where it has to stop. Like, the sports and everybody loves the sport and screaming, and that's all great. Keep the sports. I'm okay with that. Off that line, and now I have to protect my well-being, protect my family, protect the things that I work for. So, but at the same time, I got to be smart, and that's where the protections come in, because I can't go into the stands and because obviously now I will be the one, consequences. So protection has to be at a high rate, especially with fans coming back into the arena. Whether the security they hire, whether it's the security when you walk into the tunnel, because at some point, as we've seen in years past, at some point, things may happen. You're trying to prevent that, especially in the near future.
Yeah. Brad, did you see what happened with Russ when he was leaving and the fan threw popcorn on him? I don't know if you were on the court at the time or not.
First, praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I was on the other end. I didn't see what happened after the game. heard about it and seen the video of it. You know, it's disgusting. You know, because us as players, we don't get to protect ourselves. You know, we can run in the stands and confront somebody who was disrespecting us. Like, we're here to entertain everyone in this arena. And, you know, granted, it may be one bad apple or whatever the case may be, but that's still not a good look for the city and for the team and for all fans. Like, that's BS, because we go out and compete on a high level night in and night out, you know, and we put our bodies on the line, and we make this is one of the most entertaining sports in all sports. And that's surely all it is. And we got a lot of absolute fans. I've even got some crazy language spoke to me tonight on, and my kids are sitting next to me.
Yeah.
So part of me want to go over there and say, who are you talking to? I'm a grown ass man, but we can't do that. So we focus on the game. We control. But you know, at the end of the day, we got to protect the players. You know, there's a million cameras in here. There's no way we can't find out who did it. And they should never be able to step into the arena nowhere in the U.S.
With regard to the game, how is their length impacting this series so far?
I mean, they're a pretty big team. I mean, they're very athletic. They use their size to their advantage. You know, they want to try to punish teams in the paint. You know, they will always want to try to. That's where a lot of their offense is generated and created. You know, they're able to get in the paint, 2 feet in paint. Once we do that, we're helping them out. So, you know, they're able to get, you know, Danny Green to set these easy threes and kickouts and things like that. On the defensive end, they're just long. They're active. You know, they're in passing lanes. They get a lot of deflections. So, I mean, you took me out on there. I mean, they were one of the best defensive teams during the year for a reason. But granted, on the flip side of that, we've been one of the best teams on scoring on them. You know, this year too. So we just have to, we got to guard better and take care of the ball.
Chase.
Brad, what are they doing in particular to make it tough for you guys on the perimeter? Going 2 of 22 shooting threes tonight.
I mean, they're just active. They're denying me everywhere. Ben's a physical defender, Matisse is a physical defender. They're both taller than me by a significant margin. So, I mean, I'm not just going to stand there and rise up and shoot over those guys. So, you know, my thing is just run them off as many pin down and girls as much as possible, get some switches and matchups that are more favorable towards me, and do that. But you know, I mean, they just do a good job of disrupting us. You know, they hit us in the mouth first. That's pretty much what they've done on the first 2 games.
And what do you think Dobbs needs to do to get going? He of course fouled out tonight.
I'll just keep shooting the ball. That's all we want him to do. I don't want him to do a damn thing else but shoot the ball. We're going to need him.
Candace.
Brad, near the end of the first half, it looked like you were kind of flexing your left hand, shaking it off. I was just wondering what happened.
I have my funny bone.
Matt Paris.
Hey, Brad. Hey, Brad. What do you guys get more secondary scoring from? You know, you've had a nice lead.
I can't hear you.
What can you guys do to get more secondary scoring, like from Bertans and Westbrook, like that, to get those guys going a little bit more?
I mean, it was one of those nights for us. I mean, we have guys who can score in bunches, and you know, we have guys who are very versatile with their game. But you know, it just was one of those nights for us. We couldn't make any damage, couldn't make any threes. I mean, it was a rough one for a lot of us. So, I mean, we do what we do. I mean, on nights like this, we just got to be better on the defensive end, which is going to win us the game. But I mean, night in, night out, it can do anything else. You all know that. You know, I'm going to be aggressive as I possibly can. But you know, there's going to be night in and night out, somebody different is going to step up for us and be that. that X factor. So we're still searching. We got plenty of time left to be able to ramp it up and figure it out. And take our home court.
Bestos.
Hey, Brad, what are the takeaways of those two games in Philly for you as a team, and what do you need to do to be more aggressive on both ends, and especially on defense?
I kind of heard what you asked, but I would say our biggest thing is control at this point. You know, control our focus, our energy. We can always control our shots. You know, that's as much as how important that is at this stage of the year and in the playoffs. It's like there's no excuse, but we can control how we defend and our efforts on that end. That's what has to be better from everybody, myself included. So we just got to dig ourselves out, man. They went up two. That's something that good teams are supposed to do. So it's our job to protect our home court now too.
All right, last question to Neil.
Hey, Brad, how do you relay that to the rest of the team, especially the younger guys that, look, we're down 2-0, but we still have an opportunity to, maybe even this thing up?
I mean, it's tough because nobody's feeling good. Nobody's, happy with where we are. Everybody wants to win and everybody's playing hard. But, it's definitely tough for the younger guys because they've never been in this position, in this situation. As vets, all we do is, just continue to encourage everybody and stay engaged. It's very easy to just kind of distance yourselves, kind of give in, throw on the towel. But, this is a long series. Anything can happen. So it's just taking it a game at a time. What's happened is happened. You can't tell what your future is. All we can worry about is the next day. Tomorrow, we just got to be better with film, be better than what we were tonight. Go back and see where we can get better on both ends of the floor. And I have no idea when we'll play again, but be ready Saturday, Sunday, whenever that may be. So, you just got to continue to be a leader on the floor and off the floor. Continue, like I said, encourage guys, and obviously you have to continue to put my foot forward in my performance too.